Alright everyone, welcome to the inaugural episode of the ARC 2026 series. This will be a series documenting my journey and my team's journey in the American Rocketry Challenge. In this we'll document our successes, failures, and what really goes behind our American Rocketry Challenge team. So welcome to the inaugural episode. And really, before I dive in, I'm going to just tell you, that intro I think was probably the coolest intro I've made. It was very interesting. I loved it. I love the song from the F1 movie. Alright, we can dive in again. So, what is the American Rocketry Challenge? The American Rocketry Challenge is the largest rocketry competition for students in middle through high school. So that's 6th through 12th. And really, what we do here is in the USA, we have over 1,000 teams competing in the competition to make a rocket that's target specific. So for this year, it's going to be a mouthful. I'm going to go through this really fast. We must make a rocket that reaches to 750 feet. It's essentially a glorified egg drop, so the rocket must carry a raw hen's egg and it can only carry one. The maximum weight of the rocket is 650 grams. The total flight time from launch to landing has to be 36 to 39 seconds. And for the scoring, every time you're off by a second, your score multiplies by 4. And if you're off by a feet, every feet you're off by, it is an addition of 1. You're trying to get the lowest possible score. When it comes to my experience, I've been in this competition for over 2 years now, and I learned a lot along the way. It started as just a passion project with me and my friends. We love to compete, and we also love STEM. We love making rockets, and we just thought it would be a great way to pass our time. Little did we know that we learned so many lessons along the way about how the engineering design process works, and etc. In our first year, we just tinkered around a lot. We had hopes of making nationals. We made the national presentation competition top 5. And then in my 9th grade year, we dived in a lot more deeper, committed ourselves to it. And we learned a lot along the way. We got a 0-point qualification flight. Yes, we take a lot of pride in that because our first qualification flight, which was like our lowest point of the season, we got disqualified because our egg broke. But what really this taught us is how you have to be resilient to challenges, you must embrace new outcomes, and you just really have to be prepared for everything. And it was great. So this year, we have been tinkering around a lot. For me, I've been a lot in the work with the R&D team. So as the captain, I worked on the fin can, and this year, what we're trying to fix a problem from last year was consistency. Every 10 to 15 flights, our rockets became inconsistent, and that's really usually because our rockets were made out of cardboard, and the problem with cardboard is wear and tear, right? And when we put our fins, we only had 3 fins, so if you mess up the alignment of one, it would mess up the others. So that was one problem, and we analyzed this through a lot of roll control data. So we look at this data through slow motion videos. So if you paid attention to the intro, there was a slow motion video at the end. And after that, if you go a little more deeper, you're going to see the rocket starts to spin a bunch. So this year, we're tinkering with 3D printed fin kits, and we're using 4 fins. The reason why is that it increases our stability margin, and it increases our frontal area. Frontal area being the area in which our rocket interacts with the air. And we're trying to increase that because the altitude goal this year is not a lot. And we're going to be using the same engine as last year. That's primarily because of the fact that I have a lot of knowledge pre-existing with the engines from Aerotech already, and I have a lot of data that I can verify if there were any issues along the way. We went through over 15 designs during the summer when it came with like the open rocket simulations, and we did boggle down to 1, but for sure we're going to be going through a lot more simulations. And one thing we did learn from last year is that our drag coefficient values were miscalculated, so that was one learning from last year. Did you just see what I did there? I just explained to you what we did over the summer, and yes, we did build a rocket. It looks phenomenal. I'll show you in the next video. But you saw what we just did, right? I just told you what we have done, and really it's like a vlog, right? We're just documenting our thing, and what's gonna happen is that every 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I'm gonna give you updates about what we have been doing, any outreach events we've done, and really what goes behind the scenes for our American Rocketry Challenge team. So that's pretty much how it's gonna work. And yeah, that's pretty much episode 1. So the next episode will come out in like 2 to 3 weeks, and really, that's gonna be near our launch time of August 27th to like 29th. School's gonna start, so we're gonna manage accordingly. But you're gonna get updates every launch after the launches. And if you want more common updates, be sure to follow the Ames Aerospace Instagram, it's linked below, or the Forage Wake Rocketry Instagram, that's also linked below. If you follow both, you'll get updates on our Instagram stories of what we have done. And that's pretty much it for episode 1. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Shreyans Vedi. May you have a good day. Thank you.